Hello, Chameleon Academy. I found the guy who was in the cage behind me. And so I'm going to share him with you for a brief moment here before I put him back because he's not happy. This is part of a clutch, and this guy was growing slower than everybody else. Not sure what's up. So he's getting a little bit of a special attention now. See if we can boost up his growth. His all of his brothers and sisters who have way outpaced him are now outside enjoying the sunlight. But so this guy's getting a little special attention. But I thought I'd finally bring on some chameleons because everybody wants to see chameleons. It's a chameleon talk. Let's talk. Let's have chameleons. Anyway, this is this guy. He's not going to do much, but he's a little male ambulobe. I'm just going to put him up there, and he will enjoy just being there. Oh, so good Saturday morning, everybody. Oh, wow. We got a lot of people. Hello, Eliza Ann from Utah. Wonderful. Can you believe that I already got a fruit fly in my drink? Hello, Katrina. If I remember correctly, Katrina's from Texas. Howard's from Florida. James is from California, Middle California, I would say. And Joanne's from Canada. Stephanie, let's see. Stephanie, I forget where you are. Are you New York? Are you New York? Bill must be scrambling. You know what? I've got my thing, but I have to admit that I'm drinking ginger beer today. Non-alcoholic ginger ale. Excuse me. Let's see. And Mikey from Canada. Yeah. Hello, mystical chameleons. Let's see. ASDR just got their 3-month-old panther chameleon. Just wanted to, Ella, this is the perfect place to celebrate. When you have a cutie like that, this is the perfect place. And Lindsay is from Southern California. Hello. Actually, Inspector Gadget, Howard, I only had one. And my wife brought me a Starbucks, and they got my order wrong, and so I had to, adjust. Jersey Shore, all right. Michael from France, Marsha from Georgia. Oh my goodness, and Chandler, when are you going to go see Dr. Greek? When's your appointment? And Eduardo's asking, how goes the experiment of the baby panthers in different types of cages? It's going just fine. And the thing is, I've really fallen down on the task of documenting everything. And what Eduardo's talking about is everything you see behind me is baby cages, babies being housed individually, of course, in different cages. And so I'm working on documenting how they do in the different cages. And the fact is, they do pretty well. And but I've not been very good at documenting it. I gotta catch up. Oh, Joanne can't stay long. Joanne, very good to see you. That's right. You've got responsibilities on Saturday. Thank you very much for joining us for this brief moment. And Geo, what's up, Bill? North Carolina, excellent. What's up? Well, you know what? I'm coming here, and actually, I am now starting to think about the end of the year. With the Chameleon Academy, I've got to think ahead, and putting together the Chameleon Academy journal has really helped me get organized. And so I'm looking at the coming up to the end of the year. It's wow. Tia from Finland, who just has, there's fruit flies everywhere. And anybody remember why Tia has fruit flies everywhere? Because she has a bunch of baby Jackson's chameleons. Woo. That's right. And Chandler is going to see Dr. Greek. If you're in the Southern California area, I highly recommend you go see Dr. Tom Greek of Greek and Associates in Yorba Linda, California. That's like in the easternmost part of Orange County. But He is worth the drive. However, you need to drive a couple hours to see him. He is worth it. He knows chameleons. He is about as good of a vet as you're going to get with chameleons. He knows the difference between veiled chameleons and Jackson's chameleons and quadricornis, and he knows that different species need to be treated differently. So he's been my vet for like 3 decades. So he knows chameleons. He knew chameleons when I started, and I like to take pride in thinking that I helped him get better with chameleons with everything I brought in over these decades. um, let's see. Johanna, my big female chameleon tasted peach for the first time. She needed to kill it before it. Well, of course. You know those peaches defend themselves. You got to make sure you're okay. Hello. Oh, from Malaysia. Steve Fonz, what are you doing at 3 a.m.? Well, you know what? I am glad that you decided to spend your 3 a.m. here with us. You are very welcome. It is great to hear. Well, what kind of chameleons do you have in Malaysia? And yes, everybody know there's no native chameleons in Malaysia, but if Steve Fonz, I'd be very interested. What chameleons do you have there? And Gary Hacker is asking, how can you find the baby in such a large cage, very full of foliage? I often can't. I can find the baby only when they decide that they want to be up and bask or just hang out up there. But when they want to hide, yeah, good luck finding them. Sometimes I can find them, but like when I'm on a show like this and everybody says, show us the chameleon, I look around and go, yeah, that may not be easy. But that's the way I like it. That's the way that I like giving them that option. All right, Ryan is bragging about his cool afternoon at 101 because we know it's going to get worse over there in Arizona. Oh, yep. All right, Tia, we need an update on the babies. And if you guys checked out my Instagram, I was able to repost pictures of Tia's babies. That was nice. Let's see. Josh found a great deal on some used Dragon Strand enclosures and an automatic mister on Facebook. And he suggested how to best clean, sanitize a used enclosure and auto mister. I would use bleach, enclosure, and sun. The best way to do it is to disassemble it, and that way nothing can hide in between panels. And just scrub it with bleach and hose it off. So you're using both the bleach activity, which doesn't kill everything, but then you're using the mechanical scraping to get things off. And so that hopefully will help you get any oocysts out of there. Let's see. Oh yeah, Joanne, when you got some time, I'd like to hear about this Miss King rain zone. This is something that Miss King put together that allows a lot of misting to go on above the cage and then fall down into the cage. And it's something that we had years ago from another manufacturer, but it worked very well. So I'm looking forward to hearing how well it works for you. I actually have one, but I haven't set it up yet, so I'm contracting out. Let's see. Czech Republic. It's 9:10 p.m. Woo! All right. Bill, will you consider to open a new date for 3D printing for reptile scores? Absolutely, Eduardo. I will be doing it every other month for a couple of times. And so the idea is every time I launch an issue of the Chameleon Journal, inside the Chameleon Journal will be a 3D printing project and the ability to join a class. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm giving people a reason to get into 3D printing. And if they don't know how to start, I'm going to have a class so they can easily start. And so the next course for 3D printing for reptiles keepers is going to be in the middle of October. The Chameleon next issue of the Chameleon Journal comes out, I think September 30th, the Saturday before first Saturday around the beginning of the closest Saturday to the beginning of October. And then, yes, it will be I will be offering that again. And for those who don't know what we're talking about, I'm trying to encourage people to get involved with 3D printing because it does so much for us in the reptile community and the chameleon community that I have a course that I am giving, and it's a live course. And it's about starting from ground zero. You don't know anything about 3D printing, and by the end of the course, it's just four classes. You are going to understand 3D printing, the theory of it, how to select a 3D printer, how to design in 3D space, and then if you ever decide to start a business, what do you have to consider? And so it's just a four class course, and it's going very well. I'm having a great time with the people who have signed up already, and the next one will be in October. All right, let's see. In Malaysia, have some panther and veiled. They're common as pets here. Oh, okay, great. Bill, I will only request once. Thank you, Howard, but you think we can see your foggers anytime soon? Hopefully. I am doing some major fogger setups, and so you will see the fogger. You will see the fogger come in the near future. I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to do it all. Okay, wait a minute. Mosquito. Gosh, I'm going to get that guy. Got a mosquito. Yes, I will bring the fogger back. Jungle Dawn is a good idea to add to baby hatchling setup. Jungle Dawn is a LED light bar. Looks like this. And I use them extensively for my baby setup. What's great about them is they give off light, but they give off just a little bit of heat. So if you have a very small cage, you have to be very careful about how much heat you put into the cage, especially if it's a hybrid cage. And the Jungle Dawns produce just enough heat that it builds up in the cage, not to be overwhelming, but to be just enough to raise the temperature a little bit. And so it's worked well for me. Now, I will just give you a challenge that I have that I'm working with is my rooms are too cool. And this is something that I've been struggling with this, what I've got behind you, because we have to keep our house at a low temperature at 70. And that's because my wife, Misty Mountain Fence, is an avid breeder of Eurypletus fantasticus. And that is a cool weather gecko. And we have to keep the house well air conditioned, which it makes it for a very nice place to be. But yeah, the AC build is atrocious. So at least I figure that works. We have my wife breeding fantasticus geckos to pay for our air conditioning bill. But that makes it a challenge because my room right here is right next to hers. It is a challenge for me to keep this room warm enough for panther chameleons. And so I have to close the door, I have to close the vents and that kind of stuff, but then it gets stuffy. And so I am actually phasing out of panther chameleons, and I am going to be focusing on Caluma o'Shaughnessyi, which comes from the same basic area as fantasticus. And so this is an example of, well, if your external conditions are, to pick the species that works well with your external conditions. But yes, actually, I use Jungle Dawns for my panthers right now. Let's see. Oh, Jennifer in Alaska. Fall is here. And if you guys see me slapping, there's one mosquito here. There's one mosquito, and we have been jousting for about an hour now. I will get him. Or I think it's a she. It's the larger. So I will get her, although she may get me. But you are witness to this epic battle. I think problem is I think they can detect the heat in my hands. They can really avoid my hands. But if I put a wet paper towel in my hand, mask my heat, then I can get them. But I don't have that wet paper towel right now. So you're gonna see. You can even every now and then see her flying around trying to get me. So yes, you are here, front row seat to this drama. Let's see. Hello, Nicholas. Nicholas. So let's see. Gary Hacker from Wisconsin. Hello, Breed Panther Chameleons. And I assume that means I keep babies together for a short while unless they are bullies and then they go by themselves. Impossible to have space for the Chameleon Journal. Impossible to have space for the Chameleon Journal or a clutches of it 30 babies hatching at one time. Yeah, Gary, this is the challenge that especially the old time breeders who've been breeding for a while are going to have, because they expect to be able to bin raise babies, and they've grown up raising babies in bins and developing that say, hey, there's a bully, I'm going to move them. And so it's a totally new concept to keep them individually from hatching. But at least the new generation breeders are coming into it with that expectation. And so they are starting off that way. And so I am enjoying seeing the new generation of breeders coming up that are coming up with that are starting with the better husbandry. And yeah, probably I was so it's just, but the thing is, it's not like we all know that it's better to keep them individually. And so if we want to be breeders, we should keep them individually because that's best for them. Just the fact that we have to develop skills to pick out the bullies is just an admission that, yeah, we're compromising. And I realize that, yeah, well, I mean, so anyway, we who have been who have grown up keeping chameleons together as babies have to reconcile what we've come up with in the past and what we know to be better husbandry. So yeah, we have baggage. The new people starting don't have that baggage. Is there a consensus how long female panthers store sperm? Nope. We know from a couple of years, at least Jackson's. Panthers, I don't know. I haven't paid attention to that. I could ask. I think I've asked Jonathan Hill this, but I'd have to figure that. I'd have to talk to him about it and see if I can get a answer. You know what? We're gonna find out. Give me a second. Let me see if I can pull up. I'm going to ask this question right now to somebody that would know this answer. How long have you seen female panthers retain sperm for viable egg fertilization? I will let you know. That's the wonderful thing about the Chameleon Academy is I don't know everything in the world, but I have a pretty darn good network of people that I go to that would know better than me. Looks like there's no way to connect the rain zone to the one on the next enclosure. Waiting for an answer from Marty. Only thing I could think of is installing more bulkheads. Well, you should. The rain zone, and we're talking about this new misking thing, has an input. You should be able to put one of those Y connectors. So one goes to the rain zone, and then one goes to the next cage. And so even though you probably can't put them in series, so you can't go into the rain zone and out the other end, but you can put a Y. Let me know if I'm remembering correctly. Would that work? Let's see. Howard wants to put in a plug for an RODI brand that is Soctra Pure, a bit expensive, but very low wastewater. Excellent. Thank you. I've actually gotten one of my own. I forget the brand name, but yeah. I've been wondering about the deionization. Still, yeah. So anyway, I've got mine. I'm getting ready to hook it up. I'm excited about that. Katrine says, hello from Germany. Do you plan to visit Germany in the future again? I have been toying around with the idea of showing up at at the Ham show. And so I don't know when that would be, but it's still something that I would like to do. And I have an open invitation from people to meet me there. And so it's something I would like to do. Working on it. But yes, I'd like to. And running separate tubing to each unit. Okay. Yeah. And say, did you get any pictures for an enclosure review episode? Yes, I have. I have gotten those pictures, and I have this list of videos that I got to record, and those are on them. And so yes, I have had some enclosure reviews. If you sent your enclosure to me, I have them, and I just haven't gotten back. You guys notice that I haven't released a whole lot of YouTube videos for a number of weeks now, other than little shorts and these live sessions. And that's because, I mean, you'll see soon. I'm working very hard on setting up my O'Shaughnessy breeding project, and that has taken an enormous amount of work. So anyway, almost got that mosquito. But yes, I do have those, and I will get them. Thank you for the reminder that people are excited about that. Hey, Sean. We got hello, Sean. Good to see you. Bill, could you go solar? Yes, I could. And that is definitely a consideration for how much electricity that I use. The problem is, really, it's so hard for me to find someone who can talk plainly about the solar panels. Everyone who comes to the door is like slimy salesperson that doesn't really understand, won't answer my questions, keeps telling me the benefits of solar, but can't answer how exactly the logistics works and such. And so it's just I think that solar would work very well for me. I just have to find someone that can talk to me like a human being. And you know, it just I don't know why it's so hard to find somebody who can actually answer questions that are asked instead of going back to their script. So yeah, I have to get beyond the minimum wage salespeople, or what. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, you almost. Anyway, but yes, I'm interested in solar. When you do your chameleon, you should do a Misty Mountain Fantasticus room you've been producing. Actually, when you do your chameleon, I'm assuming that there's some autocorrect going on here. But go ahead, let me know exactly what you're saying in there. But yeah, she's been producing some amazing Fantasticas. I'm just amazed at what comes out of there. Why not just use a portable AC for the gecko room? We have used portable ACs, and it's more effective to use the central air, and there is no gecko room. It's like we have a gecko house. So I have a chameleon room. It's yeah, there is it's a lot, and one reason is that we have a gecko house is because we can't ship your Platus Fantasticus through the summer because it's too hot, and the heat will kill the geckos so quickly. And I know, we take them to the hub, and people have to pick them up from the hub because Yvette won't ship. If you're not picking them up for the hub, buy from somebody else. She's not going to deal with that because the Europlatus are so sensitive that you don't want them riding around in a truck. And so you got to, Europlatus Fantasticus, it's risky to send them out during the summer, even if they're flying overnight. So we have to wait until October, November to sell babies. And so they stay with us until that time. And so, yes, our gecko room overfloweth. So, see, I used mercury vapor bulbs, had them in Michigan in the basement, throws a ton of heat and UVB. Yes, that they do. And well, interesting. Question. How quickly did that heat up your basement? And how did you have a heat problem? I mean, I guess that depends on how many mercury vapor bulbs you had going on in there. Yeah. But yeah, the biggest thing when you have like a whole room full of like panther chameleons and they need the heat, that room gets heated up pretty quickly. When challenged the rain zone is I have to make room for it under the shelf holding the light or something. Yeah, the rain zone takes up some space. So yeah, you got to do that. See, Bill saw my Lateralis. Carpet chameleons take crickets from my DIY feeder run cup. Thanks to your DIY video years back. Oh, good. I'm glad. Yeah. Hey, Genevieve made it. Yeah. Panthers can retain for about a year. That's what I would be guessing. I don't know. I can't remember them going 2 years. Not like Jackson's. Long shot has 5 clutches from one pairing. So, wow. Long shot. How many clutches? I've had 2 clutches a year from a female. Have you experienced more than that in a year? We are learning things here. Let's see. Had a female lay a clutch after not being mated. Got 1 fertile egg out of 20. After not being. Oh, okay. So a retained clutch. I think I understand that is what you meant. So. I have problem with big females chameleon's home. Glass door and bottom. Other parts are from something different. She has 5% humidity there. Could you give me some advice how I get hard? You need a humidifier and to close off the cage walls. If you have 5% humidity inside the cage, then your house, that's okay. 5%, is that a typo there? Did we lose a number there? Because that is insanely low. I mean, now I'm worried for you living in 5% humidity. So let me know if that's really the number. But you increase humidity by having a humidifier and enclosing the sides. And if you're doing that, it's going to retain both humidity and heat. So don't be careful about keeping that heat lamp on there. Here's an update. Babies are doing well, all 13 of them. They're almost 2 weeks old now and growing. Tiny tongues are so cute. Owning 18 chameleons still sounds great. Yes, it is crazy. It is crazy. And it gets crazier when they get older. Let's see. With females, I've had 100% fertile from first clutch. Yep, we're talking panther chameleons here. And then second clutch, a little over half fertile. Third clutch, maybe 6 to 10 fertile. Probably varies with the amount of pairing species. Yeah, I've had that with both panthers and Jacksons, to where retained clutches decrease the viability, the fertility, and so that rings true. Check out the Y fitting, but wouldn't that just run 2 units? It just breaks off. It allows one you to feed the rain dome, and then the other one goes off to whatever else you want to hook up to it. I mean, you can hook up a number of cages to it. The Wi-Fi, it can just go to one cage that then could go to another cage. So you can hook as many as you want up to what comes out of the Y fitting. Love to see what you're doing with Yoshino's. Yeah, I'm building it up, right now. And there was an opportunity that surprised me. I was able to throw together the basics, but it's going to take me a little while to build it up into. Well, we all know it takes a while to build these things. Hey, thank you very much, Ryan. Appreciate the support. There's a super sticker. It's a way to support the live feed here. You can buy a solar roof by Tesla. They are expensive. Yeah, I'll take a look. I mean, I'm spending up to $1,000 a month on electricity, so that adds up quickly. Well, thank you very much. Where are you from? I see your name, and I'm excited to learn where in the world you are. That would be. I love how diverse across the world we have people here. Hey, Yvette. She can't hear me. Stephanie's here. Hello, Stephanie. And Katarina loves chameleons. Katarina has good taste. West Virginia, excellent. And Joanne, thank you very much for your support. Let's see. I'm going to catch up in my my comments here. Do very quickly. Link the rain zone. Go to mistking.com and you will see it there. Joanne, thank you very much for dropping by. Yeah, let's see. So always be prepared for more babies, because even if they haven't bred again, they can still have more. That is correct. But if you're with Jacksons, you can be surprised by babies. If you're with panther chameleons, they lay eggs. And so, I mean, you'll have a warning that, well, in 6 to 9 months, I'm going to be having more babies. Let's see. Michigan basements stay cold. Well, that's awesome. I can tell you, my California rooms don't stay cold. Hello, Juan. Let's see. My husband and I totally installed 54 solar panels and inverters on our home. Can explain the system to you. All right. Let's see. Any tips on transferring a lemon button fern from the pot into the terrarium? It's the only plant that has slowly died off my bioactive Bricasia terrarium. Thanks in advance. What do you are you concerned about it living, or are you concerned about sanitizing it? If you're concerned about the sanitization to make sure things don't come in with the soil, then you just wash off the soil, replant it in soil you trust, and then you can transfer it in there. If you're concerned about the different light levels, it's I don't know how to do that other than to transfer it in and just make sure it's got enough the light it expects. Um, so let me know what, as for if it slowly died off, well, there's something obviously that's wrong. I don't know that particular plant particularly, so I wouldn't be able to give you specifics on that. Hey, we got Tarsier from Netherlands. Of course, I love that name. Oh, Genevieve, love everything I've learned from you. Excellent. Thank you for sharing. I've not found anyone like you for other reptiles. Thank you very much. And I'm glad you are enjoying this outreach. Hello, Christoph. And from Sweden, Lapida Reptiles. Wonderful. Glad to have people from around the world. Have you ever hatched a clutch without separating the eggs? Ever left them in a clump or left them buried? I'm doing that right now, actually. I have some brevicorn, Kaluma brevicorn eggs, and they're going through diapause right now. And I have them in a clump. I took one, and so I didn't leave them where they were laid. I put them in a clump, so hopefully that that is as effective. So I put them as a clump, put the soil over them, and then I had one that I put on top to simulate the way we separate them. And so going to see how it goes. They come out of diet pause at the end of September, so it'll be a little while. It will be a little while. Hey, Richard from San Bruno, hello. So, oh, and Leaf with Eyes has joined. Gabriel, we haven't seen you terribly often, but it's good to see you. Oh. Christoph is asking, is it possible for my female Xantholophus, that's a Jackson's chameleon, to not produce a second clutch of babies after the first one? 3 month almost passed. I can't see evidence that she is pregnant. Yes, it's possible. But do not expect that to last forever. The problem with Xantholophus is once they've mated, their body decides when they're going to go through a cycle. And sometimes it can be a year, sometimes it can be right away. And so you are now at the mercy of your female Xantholophus's body, who's going to give you babies whenever it feels like it. And so if you want more babies, I would suggest booking a non-refundable vacation, and that usually kickstarts the system to where they will give you babies right before you leave. So that's my suggestion. Mm. So I am actually preparing for the end of the year, which I know in August is a little bit interesting, but I pretty much now gauge my schedule in 2 month increments, and that's ironically, this Chameleon journal has organized my life in ways that nothing else has been able to do. And for those that you are um, and those that are wondering what I'm talking about, I do this Chameleon Academy journal, which is a magazine, a digital magazine, every other month. And if you go into the Chameleon, you can find it on chameleonacademy.com, the website. And if you want to be notified when it is going to be released, join the Chameleon Academy newsletter, which you can sign up for on the website. But if you go inside of it, you're going to be able to see, actually, you know, it would be fun. How about if I bring it up? I can do that. I can show everybody what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's see. So let's go share the screen. Oh, yeah, Ranunculus. Christoph has a vacation in 2 weeks. I don't know. That's a little soon, but you got the right idea. So if I go to Chameleon Academy, go down here to the Chameleon Academy journal. Let's see. I want to make sure. Oh, no. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can see it. All right. Wonderful, wonderful. And let's see. Okay, come on. There we go. So if you, this is the journal, and this is for you to. It's an experience. It's for you to enjoy on your Saturday morning. But the reason why I brought this up is right here. You have an entire podcast release schedule for the next 2 months, and this has organized me beyond belief. And so, and as the podcasts are launched, I actually have the
It is very easy to get excited
here.
about.
So I've embedded the podcast, and so you can see what podcasts and what shows are coming up. But the October November season is already. I've already figured out what I'm going to be doing, and but now I'm working on December, and I'm starting to think about the end of the year. What do I want to be able to say we've accomplished in 2023? So I'm interested from you. What do you think about 2023? What have we accomplished? What do you think we need to accomplish? What should we accomplish in the chameleon community? Open-ended question. What kind of thoughts do you have? And I'll take a look at some more of these comments. All this talk about high electricity costs. Do you feel this reflected in the selling cost of chameleons? Oh, no. You kidding? This is the Your Plate is Fantasticus are a higher ticket item. And so it does justify the electricity cost. But I don't know any chameleons. I mean, I guess it would be worth it for Parsons chameleons. I could justify doing that. But you know, I shoot. Maybe I should do Parsons chameleon. Now, I love O'Shaughnessy eye. I want to establish O'Shaughnessy eye. And I don't necessarily want to be a consistent, a retail breeder. That I want to be in. I want to work on my education stuff, and so I'm going to be working on O'Shaughnessy eye, even though it's not a well-known species. But I'd love to be able to establish the care requirements for it. So that's what I'll do. But no, this is one reason why it's best to work with chameleons that that require conditions similar to your what's around you. You know, peace lilies are safe. Couldn't find it in chameleon. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't. Every time I hear about a veiled chameleon chomping on something, I try to add it to the list, but I don't think I've had a peace lily example. Will you do your chameleon gift list again? Really enjoyed that last time. So what Eliza's talking about is for the last 2 years, I have done a daily YouTube video of a gift list. And will I do that again this year? I have been debating that. That's a heck of a lot of work, but I like that as well. So Eliza, I'm not going to give a commitment, but I'm thinking about it. I'm gearing up to see if I have 12. I do the 12 days of Christmas, so it's like 12 items, and so I'm going to see if I can come up with 12 items that I really feel like would be really cool to for the community. Maybe I'll have a couple of repeats. Don't know, but I'm thinking about it. I guess I'll just say that. Do I have a way to trigger her in any way to go into pregnancy? We're talking about Jackson's Chameleon. Vacation is in 2 weeks. Usually the vacation does it. You just say, going on vacation, and her body automatically starts with the pregnancy, starts getting ready to give birth. Tia with her Jackson's Chameleon babies. Doesn't feel like a lot of work. Oh, excellent. Also have Panther Chameleon eggs in the incubator. Oh, that's what I'm nervous about. I'm still raising my Panther Chameleons, and I've got a Jackson's that is threatening to give birth. And so, boy, that would be a lot of work. Let's see. We need to name that O'Shaughnessy Ivers. Yes, James came up with a great idea that I should crowdsource names for my O'Shaughnessy eye. So I'll get that together. I got a couple of O'Shaughnessy eye, and so maybe I need help with a couple of names. Is the selling of eggs going up or down? Is that an important topic to discuss? I don't know. It seems, for those that don't know, we have a number of people who are selling Panther Chameleon eggs. It's been something that's been going on for many, many, many years. It's just recently we've had people show up at reptile shows, and this has been a controversial thing in the community. On one hand, me personally, I'm excited. Oh, I love hatching eggs. But on the other hand, they are being sold to people that don't know about chameleons, and so it's gotten really touchy. The marketing has been too deceptive for me to say that it's an easier way to get involved with chameleons. It's a cheaper way to get involved with chameleons. Those aren't true. Those aren't true. You're learning about chameleons at the toughest point of their life. And yes, people have done it and they've been successful, and I love it. So it's been hard for me not to get excited about people working with eggs, but then I've seen what happens. I've seen people and the problems that they've had and the problems that have come with it. And so I've really cooled down on that. But as an important topic to discuss, I don't think so. I've done podcast episodes giving. And if you go to an early podcast episode, I was all excited about eggs. Then I've seen how it's actually been carried out, and I've had a number of podcast episodes that show the other side of saying, no, it's not so great. And just recently, like 2 weeks ago or something, I released a Panther Chameleon podcast episode, just giving a fair assessment. These are the drawbacks, even talking about some of the advantages, but it's, I don't know that I can say anymore. And I know that egg sales have been banned from certain online places and certain shows. So is it going up or down? I don't know. It's an important topic to discuss. We've been discussing it, and I will continue to produce education material as to how to do it successfully, because that's what I do. And I will try to walk that very thin line. I don't want to encourage people to do it, but I also want to make the people who are doing it successful. So it will continue to come up, but I don't. I've already talked a lot about it. Yeah. All right. That we need to establish Namaquensis and Ustuleti. Excellent goals. Excellent goals. I'm going to get that mosquito. Oh, another people saying they love the gift lists. All right. All right. All right. Thank you, Big Al. Big Al is encouraging me. Thank you very much. Cool, cool. I do not know what that says, but I say France and I say welcome. It is wonderful to have. If I understand correctly that you are in France, then welcome. I love having you here. Oh, Propagated Perfection. Yes, Propagated Perfection had her account hacked, and so she's had to go to. Gosh, let me see. I don't know if I can pull it up really quickly. I'm not going to be able to throw it up, bring it up real quickly. But yeah, she has another Instagram account that she had to go to. I forget what the name is, but yeah, yeah. If you type in a search for Elizabeth Vazquez, her name, you might. I think you can find it. Let's see. What does a typical vet checkup for your chameleon look like with your reliable vet? I love my veterinarian, so I'm not trying to bash it all, but I'm noticing even the ones who say they treat exotics alongside cats and dogs aren't knowledgeable. Or, Lindsay, where are you located? Something up above gave me the idea that you were in California. Are you in Southern California? Let me know if you are, because if you are, you need to go to Dr. Greek. You will have a much better experience there. San Jacinto. Where is San Jacinto? Oh my goodness. Jim Reichbost is in the house. Give me a second to figure out where San Jacinto is. Jacinto. All right. So yeah, you have a bit of a drive to get to Orange County. No. You are, yeah, it's a little bit of a drive, but it's not bad. Lindsay, consider going to Greek and Associates, Dr. Tom Greek. Say you heard about him from the Chameleon Academy. Make the trip. It's worth the trip to work with him. He knows chameleons inside and out. So Dr. Tom Greek. I'm gonna actually write it here. Dr. Tom Greek in Yorba Linda, California. All right. Hopefully that went to where my messages don't go to all places on Facebook, but Dr. Tom Greek. And if you forget that name, I will just let me know and I'll repeat it. Is LED light bad or hurting chameleons' eyes like Jungle Dawn Bar from Arcadia? No, it does not. It is specifically made for reptiles. I've been using it on chameleons for many, many, many years, since 2017 or when they first came out. And so, no, it does not hurt their eyes. Now, I realize you may be coming from a place that is a place on the internet which is absolutely against LEDs and says it will burn your chameleon's eyes out and crazy stuff like that. I regret to inform you that there are some places on this internet where reality does not exist and they make stuff up and they say things with such confidence that you say, oh my gosh, it has to be true. But when you go outside of said group, you find out that the world is much different. And this is one of those cases. the Jungle Dawn LED bar is safe for chameleons. I mean, period. There's this whole thing about it being dangerous for chameleons is just made up. So, yeah. Sorry. Now you got to figure out who's telling you the truth. So, unfortunately, like when you come out of those, I'm just going to guess you're from the Reddit group. The people coming out of that group actually have to go through deconstruction because reality is so different than what's portrayed there. So I wish you all the best in your recovery. But the fact that you're outside and exploring outside is a good sign. So just go slowly. Go slowly. And by the way, you can mist, and misting's not dangerous for your chameleon at all. So you can chew on that one for a little while. Let's see. Are there ways we can respectfully and caringly advocate for veterinary practice to improve for the rising population of chameleon reptile owners? Lindsay, the only way to do that is for more people to spend more money. There are enough veterinarians that love reptiles, that would love to specialize in reptiles, but the fact is it's very difficult to make money specializing in reptiles. And so to feed their family and put a roof over their head, they have to see dogs, cats, and birds. So as our community grows, number one, in quantity of people, and number two, in appreciation of the value of the reptile life. And that's been a problem where reptiles come in and they're seen as, okay, this one's sick. It is cheaper for me to buy a new one than go to the vet. That is why we don't see a whole lot of vets. Now, that attitude has changed and is changing. The people who are getting into reptiles now value the reptiles a whole lot more than they did 20 years ago. So the more people that love reptiles and are willing to pay for veterinary services, the more vets we are going to see. And we are seeing that happen. We are seeing that change. And so the change is happening. It's positive, but unfortunately, it's going to go slowly. But what can you do? Value your vet and take your chameleon in, get vet services, and pay for medical care. That's the way. And if there are enough people who want medical care for their reptiles and are willing to pay a professional to do it, those professionals will appear because there are so many vets that love reptiles. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Hello, Joanne. Joanne's back. Any new 3D product news to share? I'm printing right now and thought about your printing adventure. Only that I am gearing up for having all those files, all of my first project files available for the October 1st issue of Chameleon Journal. And so I'm working hard on that. But it's such a great tool. Let's see. Thanks for the answer and guilty. So double checking Eros Dion. I am sorry that it is so difficult. Social media has been great in the way that it gives us so many different perspectives, but also there's no filter. Anybody can start a group, and success of the group, as in the numbers, has nothing to do with whether what they're saying is right or not. It's all about, can you surround yourself with people who will agree with you, not think about it, and just go off and just regurgitate what you tell them. And this is what happens. And so unfortunately, you get these groups that have just horrible information. And of course, they're saying everybody else doesn't know what they're talking about. Right? Well, and so when you go to other places, they're saying, yeah, we know what we're talking about. And they don't know what they're talking about. And so what does a new person do? And unfortunately, the only thing you can do is research the sources, research who are the people who are in charge. Um, and don't trust me just because I'm sitting here on a live show. Anybody can be on a live show. So what are my qualifications? Of course, I'm going to say I know what I'm talking about, but type my name into Google, do a background check on me, Bill Strand Chameleons, and you see what comes up, and you'll see my history. You will see how, I mean, I've been involved with building the community since the early 2000s. And well, Google doesn't have everything I did before that, but you'll see that. You'll see my Chameleon Academy podcast. You should be the Chameleon Breeder podcast. I have had over 100 people come onto this podcast, and this hasn't been just me telling people what they should think or what I do or what I think. It's been me listening to all these people and adding that to my decades of experience. And so, and I've published them as podcasts so everybody can learn with me. So that's what you're going to find when you investigate me. Now investigate the other people and see what they've done. Being in charge of a social media group, there's no qualifications for doing that. And just spouting your opinion and saying it's fact and everybody else is horrible, that's not a qualification for authority. So just look into everybody you're listening to. That's a lot easier than investigating each and everything that whoever says. Sorry. And I'm sorry it's not easy. Unfortunately, that's just the way we're doing it. Oh, Eliza Ann, I didn't want you to hear that. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, it's true, though. Genevieve has bought everything on the Christmas list. I guess I'm going to have to do the Christmas list if I have such fans. Oh, everybody. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and fogging is a great tool. It's not going to kill your chameleon. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff out there. So all right. Do you know anything about the color palette for chameleon eye when using LEDs? Good stuff. There's a lot of debate going on. I don't know the details of that. And I imagine we will learn more and more as time goes on. I would not at any time say that what we've got right now is as as good as we're going to get. Oh no, I can't lose my voice. I have a class to teach in less than an hour. Oh no. Do you recommend zoology degree with specializing in reptiles for a place to start my journey of a career I love involved in reptiles? Depends on what you want to do with reptiles. You just got to be really clear as to what you want to do with reptiles. Do you want to be in a scientific setting? Do you want to be a vet? Do you want to be a breeder? Do you want to take care of them at a zoo? So be very clear what you want to do, because a zoology degree, as wonderful as it sounds and as fun as it would be, it may not lead you where you want to go. So I talk to people who are doing what you want to do and say, what did you need to get here? And that will tell you your roadmap. All right, everybody. I am going to have to sign off here. I'm going to answer some last questions, but I am going to have to sign off and get ready for my class. Do you think foggers are necessary, or is there Mr. Enough? High humidity nights are the best husbandry. Now, we have been keeping chameleons alive and healthy without worrying about high humidity nights. So it's not absolutely necessary, but if we want to give the best husbandry, we want to give high humidity nights. Foggers would be necessary if you have a low humidity area. So there's nothing magic about a fogger, but it's a tool that provides a higher humidity for those of us who don't have naturally high humidity nights. So fogger it's not fogger or a mister. They provide different functions in hydration. So, and Stephanie is asking, what kind of classes do you teach? Right now, I'm teaching a 3D printing for reptile keepers class. And the next one is going to be in October. So if you're ever interested in how 3D printing can help you create things. And Jim, I don't know, are you still here? Here's something that Jim Reichbost makes on his 3D printer. It's a Branch Buddy. It's a really cool little thing. But that's what I'm doing right now. So, all right, all. Thank you so very much. Scientific studies studying the reptiles in their own environment. Oh, well, in that case, yeah, biology would definitely be a biology degree, zoology degree. That definitely you're going in the right direction for that. So, all right, everybody. Thank you very much for coming by and spending this time with me. I'm going to get ready for teaching my class. And for those of you who want to be here, see me next. I will be Tuesday live on Instagram. And then next Saturday, I'll be back here again at noon Pacific time. So thank you all very much. And I'll see you next time. Oh, is somebody asking? Oh, if you want to find out information about classes and this journal, go to the chameleonacademy.com website. And on the front page there, it'll have information about the class, which is going on now. And so you probably don't want to sign up right now because well, actually, if you want to sign up right now, you can come to the class that's in 50 minutes. It's 2 p.m. We're going to go over how to select your 3D printer, and I can give you a link to the video replay of the first class, which is going to be the basics of 3D printing. And so if you really want to join in this class and you're okay coming in right now, I will check the email. It is a paid class. So it's $80 paid class. If you want to do that, sign up right now, and then we'll bring you on. Otherwise, the next one will be in October. So, and you can find out information about that on chameleonacademy.com, as well as the journal. You'll find the link to that, and enjoy reading. It's meant to be an education, an experience. It's meant to be a fun experience. I mean, education, I can give you website stuff, I can give you podcasts and stuff like that. The Chameleon Journal is meant to be fun, and that's really what we're doing. So anyway, thank you very much, and